Every relationship we have ever had has been a mirror, and it shows us where, sometimes it reflects back to us where we've done a lot of work, and it's lovely. Sometimes it reflects back to us how wonderful we are. And oftentimes in our past, if it hasn't worked out, it's going to reflect where our self-worth is, where our immaturity is, where our trauma is. Every relationship we've ever had will reflect back to us the relationship we have with ourselves, period, end of story. And if one cannot actually accept that, they're just going to keep repeating patterns. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. If your picker is off and busted because...
Man, mine was off for years.
Yeah, because, whatever, you're addicted to the chaos, or daddy did this, or mommy did this.
Familiar.
Of course, it's familiar, and this is very real. I don't mean to say it cavalierly. I mean, it's real. But then you have to recondition yourself to understand what a healthy person is, and go for that and become healthy yourself. Because most toxic relationships, of course, there are abusive relationships where there is actually a very clear victim and a very clear perpetrator. But most of the time, what people refer to as toxic, which is just an overused term in the current zeitgeist, but when people refer to toxic, it's two people with consistent, because we get unregulated once in a while, that's called being human, with consistent unregulated emotional states, blaming each other for each other's pain, and not taking responsibility.
You did this to me. You made me feel this way. What you did hurt me.
And they're constantly unregulated. That's toxicity. Now, I was, when in my 20s, in a horrendous relationship. Talk about chemistry. Because once you have chemistry with someone,
you're screwed.
You're screwed.
You feel this chemical connection. You're like, this feeling, you're intoxicated.
It's a wrap. And the thing is, if you haven't done work on yourself, you're going to have that chemical explosion with the one person who's bad for you. And oftentimes the person who's the best in bed is the person who's the worst for you. And usually you find this is amazing with them because there's a danger, and then there's also a familiarity. I mean,
there's like a trauma bonding or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I remember in my 20s, I was in a relationship with someone for about a year who, without question, is toxic. Like, there's just...
Right. You could feel it. You knew it.
Everyone knows it.
They're like, what are you doing with this guy?
Yeah,
He's treating you this way. And
everyone knows it. It's a fact, right?
But why did you stay then?
Exactly. Where's the toxicity in me, in the low self-worth and all of that? Because the thing about being in a very unhealthy relationship is two people really bringing out the worst in each other.
Not the best, yeah.
Definitely not even close to the best. To the point where that when that relationship ends, part of getting over that relationship is trying to overcome the shame that you feel for even going there.
Yeah, I was there. How long of a life did I have with this person, and the time and the energy, and how could I do this? And what was I thinking? The shame, the guilt, right?
Yeah, and also just some of the things that you did. That's like, how did I do that?
How did I react this way?
Yeah, like that boundary that I do, or like that thing that I said.
Right.
Yeah.